Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Bob Walters. This is Locked Up Sports. We got a big one for you here today inside the Brian Gunzel Studios. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get us on YouTube or on our website, lockedupsports.net. The Mets, we got to start with the best team, the hottest team in New York. On May 29th, the Mets lost a game to the Dodgers 10-3. They were 22-33 on the season, 11 games under 500. They were 6 games out of the wild card. They would drop further out of the wild card, but that was the low point. 10-3 loss to the Dodgers, 22-33. Since that day, the Mets are 25-12. They are over 500, and after yesterday's sweep of the Washington Nationals, a 3-game sweep, a 7-0 win, they are in the third wild card spot, and it's been an unbelievable turnaround, and give them all the credit in the world. I didn't see it coming. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I saw this coming. This team was going to be good. I knew they were good. No. I thought that the season was over. I thought we'd be talking Jets-Giants by now. And thank God that the Mets are good, because the Yankees are stinking the place up. I'm going to tell you in a couple of minutes why I think the Yankees could miss the playoffs, which would be catastrophic. But back to the Mets, it's all going right for the Mets, right? I mean, you got Nimmo and Lindor both snubbed for the All-Star game, both left off the team. I happen to be happy with it because I don't even want them playing. We know what this Mets team, with our luck and everything, I'd rather less players in there as possible. But Nimmo is tearing it up. He hit another bases clearing 3 RBI double. He hit a home run in 3 games prior to that in a row for the first time in his career. Lindor going to the leadoff spot. He's become one of the best leadoff hitters in the entire in baseball. He's become probably the best leadoff hitter right now in baseball. The starting pitching has really picked up lately. Now, I get it that this is the whole 35-game streak where, you know, they're not playing great teams, but they're winning games. They weren't beating these teams 2 months ago on May 29th and before May 20th. They weren't beating these teams. Just 2.5 weeks ago, they were behind the Washington Nationals in the standings. The Mets were behind them. Right now, they are 6 games ahead of them. They're 25-12. There have been other teams that are just as hot. I'd say the Astros are just as hot as the Mets, but the Mets are right up there. And so since that moment, the Mets have been the best team, one of the best teams in baseball, and the Yankees have been one of the worst. Now, listen, we're still only 2 games over 500. We're just percentage points ahead of the Padres for the third wild card spot. So this work needs to be done. But they got the Rockies coming into town starting tonight, and if they could somehow sweep this series, I mean that'd be fantastic. You'd be riding into the All-Star break on a 6-game win streak. But even if you get 2 out of 3, you take 2 out of 3, no problem. You win 5 out of 6 going into the All-Star break. You have let's see, what would their record be? It'd be 49-46, 3 games over 500 from where they were. It's an incredible turnaround. And give Mendoza, the manager, credit. I was not a big fan of his before the season. I didn't know who he was. I thought they were crazy. Now, listen, they still have work to do on the bullpen. The bullpen has gotten better. Adam Ottavino, I don't want to see Adam Ottavino in a game. And I get that they're putting him in games where it's 7-0, 7-2. But he's making them interesting. The other night, they put him in 7-0. And it was, before you know it, it's 7-5. And you got the go-ahead run coming to the plate. And you got to use your closer. Nunez has been excellent. He has basically secured the setup rule, right? He's the 8th inning guy. Nunez is our 8th inning guy. Reed Garrett is coming. He's pitched better. But Diaz has come back from his suspension. He's pitched well. The Mets have had 9 guys close games. Nine different Mets have saves. They had the new guy come in yesterday. He pitched a good 7th inning. But the starters, I mean, you got Peterson pitching. And if we could get Senga back, God, no. I mean, listen, I told you it was going to be July, and now we're flying through July. Now he's making a third rehab start on Sunday. So, listen, so far, so good from what I hear. I didn't see any of them because they're obviously minor league games. I'm not watching them. But from what I could hear, from the way he's pitching and the stats and stuff, he's pitching good. But we're not going to count that back until we get him. Until he's in the rotation, until he's on the mound at Citi Field, I'm not going to count him back. Because it's now, they told us 4 weeks in April, and it's been 4 months. So you're going to have, hopefully you get Senga back. But even without Senga, Severino, who has not pitched great recently, he got back, he pitched better. He had the bad start against Pittsburgh, and then he pitched better this week against the Washington Nationals. You have Peterson, who yesterday went 7 innings of just shutout baseball. The Mets are scoring runs all over the place. You got Nimmo's red hot. You got Lindor's red hot. Alonso, he's had an up and down year, but he's still he's still in the All-Star game. He's still an All-Star. He's still, he's doing okay. He's picked it up. It's not as bad as we thought it was going to be in the beginning of the season. Harrison Bader's playing good center field. McNeil is still not where you need him to be. And to be honest with you, Iglesias has got to be the everyday second baseman on this team. I don't know why they keep running McNeil out there. Maybe they're trying to. Hopefully, he gets things going and they could trade him. That's the only thing I could see that I could think of that maybe if we run him out there, maybe he gets going a little bit. He gets the bat back and he gets some hits, and they could trade him because Iglesias is your third baseman, is your second baseman. There's no way he shouldn't be playing every day. And Vientos is your third baseman. So maybe you even think about putting Beatty in a package because you got to get relievers in here. This bullpen has big losses in it. As well as the bullpen's pitching now, and this bullpen is going to blow some games down the stretch for you, and it could be crucial games, and it could cost you a playoff spot. So they're nowhere near done with the bullpen. You got to get a couple arms in there that are at least somewhat trustworthy, because these guys are up and down, up and down. Nunez has been good, but Nunez has also been bad at times. He's been good lately. Adam Ottavino and Reed Garrett were excellent to start the season. Adam Ottavino can't get anybody out. I know he got out of the bases loaded jam yesterday, but you don't want to see him anywhere near the mound in anything. If they're up a touchdown, you get worried when he comes in. He did a good job to get out of that bases loaded jam, but it should never get to that point when you have 7 runs. Throw it to pitch to contact. You have 7 runs. Chances are they're going to hit it to you guys 3 times, right? So, but as far as the overall feel of the Mets and that, it's fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, I never thought we would be here. Never. And now you're looking at a playoff team. Before the All-Star, and you know what, to be honest, and even if they were going to get here, it wasn't going to be this quick. I mean, they put this thing together in a month. They went from 6-7 games out on May 29th to the holding the third playoff spot, the third wild card spot in a month before the All-Star break. Now, there's a lot of work to do. You got 3 weeks before, about 2.5 weeks before trade deadline. I think McNeil can definitely be on the block. I think Beatty down in the minors could be on the block. I'm surprised he hasn't come up and got a little bit of playing time because he's been hitting down on the farm in the minors in AAA and Syracuse and wherever he's been playing. He does hit. Beatty seems to be like one of them. He's a 3.5 A. He's too good for AAA, but he's just not good enough to play in the major leagues because he comes up here and he struggles, but he gets sent down and he kills it. So, and he's not a great fielder. Listen, give me Mark Vientos. He could be the third baseman. He's going to be the third baseman. Iglesias is the second baseman. Lindor and is your shortstop and Alonso at first. That's your infield. I don't know why they're messing around with anything else. That's your infield. It's plain as day to see. Just watching it, you could see it. The way they hit, the way they play. And Iglesias has been a diamond in the rough out of nowhere. With his hit song and everything. 25-12 since May 29th, the Mets are. They are in the third wild card So they're right there. Keep playing. I guess you could say they control their own destiny, right? With about the 60 something games left. I think there's 67, whatever the math is. It's 60 something games left. And they are doing everything right. The Yankees now, on the other hand, the Yankees lost another series. They've lost, I believe it's 8 straight series now. They lost to the Red Sox right before that. Then they went to Tampa, and they lost 2 out of 3 to Tampa. And yesterday's game was again, they get things going in the 9th inning. They're down 5-3. They're down 2 runs. They get a rally going. They get a leadoff walk, right? They get a leadoff walk. Then they get a base hit. They got 2 on. You got the tying run on second with 2 outs, and the second baseman for Tampa made a brilliant over the shoulder catch, and it was a catch. When you looked at it, I know the Yankees reviewed it and he dropped it, but it was a catch, and that was a brilliant catch. With the game on the line, that's a great catch. They're 56-39. There's still 17 games over 500. So it's not something where they're going to miss the play. You're looking at it now. There's 17 games over 500. They're in the wild card, the first wild card. They're like 5 games up on the from being out of the wild card. But the division's slipping away. The Yankees are 2 games out of first place. Again, it doesn't seem like it's slipping away, but the way they're playing, do you expect them to beat Baltimore at all this weekend? Tonight, you got Cole pitching against Povich. It's a big, big game for Cole. The Yankees got to get this series started on the right track. Cole has not been great since he went back. He's 1-1 in the season. He has nearly a 7 ERA. Now he's only had 3 starts, so you kind of take it with a grain of salt. But he's got a 7 ERA. The Orioles are coming in flying hard. The Orioles are looking to bury the Yankees this weekend. They're looking to sweep this series, go into the All-Star break, 5 games up, and then just coast the last 60 games. And that looks like it's not that unreal of a possibility. They had the tying runs and Soto and Judge coming up with the tying and go-ahead runs on base. And Judge got a hanging breaking ball. I mean, he got a slider that was hanging on a tee. And he fouled out to first base. That's how you know Judge is kind of in a rut right now. You can't say anything bad about his first half. He's had a historic first half. But that ball was put on a tee in the 9th inning. And if he was hitting, seeing the pitches right, he would have hit that thing 460 feet. Instead, he popped out to first base in foul territory. Then the next batter, Rice got a base hit, right? Rice has been the lone bright spot in the last 3 weeks for the Yankees. He had the 3 home run game. He had another big hit last night in the 9th inning. He's been money. He's your first baseman. But when you get Judge up and Soto up in the 9th inning with a chance to win it, you got to take advantage of that. There's nothing else you can say. You got to take advantage of it. And they didn't. Both of them made out. And the Yankees dropped another series that's 8 straight series. You could say, arguably, they've been the worst team in baseball for the last month. But there's still 17 games over 500. There's still only 2 out of the division. They're still in the first wild card. But that's going to start to slip away. And this is a big weekend for the Yankees. A big weekend. You got to take 2 out of 3. You are in Baltimore. The place there's going to be a big crowds. They can smell blood in the water, and they're looking to knock you out right here. Tomorrow's game, Yankees and Orioles, is Gil going. He seems to have gotten it back on track a little bit. He's pitching against Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 11-3 with a 3.52 ERA. He's been one of the better pitchers in the American League. Gil 9-5. So listen, you got your 2 guys who you want going in the first 2 games. That's who's going. The Yankees need to just take advantage. They have to. You want to win both of these games and go into Sunday hoping for a sweep into the All-Star break. That'll put you in first place. So you got Cole, and then you got Gil, and then on Sunday you got Rondon. And Rondon is, he's been up and down. He's got a just under 5 ERA. He's going up against Kramer, who's not been great. So this is going to be a big weekend for the Yankees coming up. The Mets, they're playing Colorado. It's going to be, listen, you don't want to take it lightly. You want to go out there. You want to try and sweep this series. Take 2 out of 3 if you'd be happy with 2 out of 3. But, of course, you're trying to sweep it and get a 6-0 homestand. That'll negate that start where they basically lost all 6 games on the first homestand of the season. But the turnaround for the Mets is impressive, and it's I didn't see it coming. And I think if you said you see it coming, you're either lying or you don't know what you're talking about. Because who looked at this team and said, well, they're going to turn it around? And had any evidence, fact-based evidence to back it up? Nobody. And they're lying if they tell you they did. All right, so now let's get to Mark Mancini coming in. We're going to talk some Pirates. We're going to talk Skeen, who's, listen, this guy's a phenomenon, right? 7 no-hit innings yesterday. He's setting records that Nolan Ryan, he's breaking Nolan Ryan's records. He's doing things that haven't been done in hundreds of years, 120 years in baseball. So should he start the All-Star game? I'm going to tell you right now, I think he should start the All-Star game. But they got a bright future. I don't think this year they're doing anything. But that guy, Skeens, is a hell of a pitcher. It reminds me of Dwight Gooden. It reminds me of Strasburg. It looks like DeGrom. It's stuff like that. It's Kershaw when he first came out. He's on that type of level. To be in the major leagues a year after you got drafted is unbelievable. But to be on an All-Star team is even more unbelievable. And possibly starting the All-Star game is just unheard of. Pretty much does it for us. We want to thank you for joining. Don't forget, you can catch us on all our social media. Locked Up Sports Show on TikTok. At locked_up_sports on Instagram. And our Facebook group is Locked Up Sports. Listen, join all the groups, join the discussion, tell us what you think, leave a review. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow with Brett, everybody. Let's go Mets. Let's see if the Yankees can get things going. It's nice to have the Mets doing well, though. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studio. See ya. Hey, everyone. Thanks for checking out today's podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Then you can head on over and check out my friend Rashi Stevens' podcast. It's called The Catwalk Through Life. It's available anywhere you download podcasts, and you're going to love it. Here's what it's all about.
Hey listeners, welcome to the Catwalk Through Life podcast. I'm your host, Rashi. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a former Miss India Global model, actress, event planner, and red carpet host. I'm also an Indian American, a new wife, dog mom, and someone who's passionate about criminal psychology, Bollywood, food, family, health and wellness, spreading kindness, and much more. I was featured in the book Roshni, Global and Emerging Leaders, as one of the top inspirational South Asians around the world. It was a huge honor. I lived through my career in show business, never sacrificing my morals, and I've gotten through some tough times in life, holding my head up with positivity and strength. This podcast is a place for lifestyle inspiration, focusing on ambition, positivity, and developing an overall healthy lifestyle, inside and out. I'll be sharing everything from behind-the-scenes experiences, thoughts on health and wellness, interviews with inspiring people, to how to achieve your goals, life hacks, and ways we can get through this series of events that we call life. Aspiring to inspire those who need a little push of positivity to walk through life, one stiletto heel at a time. Get it? My mantra is live, don't just exist. So subscribe to keep up to date with all the chats, tips, thoughts, and all the fun that I have planned.